Jeannie, and my goal is to build a modern version of entertaining, one rooted in intention over perfection, ease over excess, and creating spaces that invite people in and not feel performative. A theme doesn't need to be literal. Here, Mahjong is about rhythm, ritual, and gathering, not novelty. When a table tells a story, guests feel grounded the moment they sit down. Games like Mahjong are having a cultural moment right now. I think we're craving slower, more tactile ways to connect. Mahjong invites conversation, patience, and presence, the same things we want from gathering. Tablescapes can be absolutely beautiful and they can be terrifying at the same time. I have a very simple way of creating beautiful tablescapes that works every time. I believe in creating them in layers. We're talking about a base layer, middle layer, and a top layer. So I'm going to explain that to you very easily here. The base layer of a table begins with your tablecloth, your runners, and your placemat. The middle layer is where the functionality comes in. We're talking about your plates, your stemware, your flatware. Those are going to make up your middle layer. They provide the function for the table as well as your napkins. The top layer is my favorite. That's where you're going to have the glee. That's where people are going to sit down and feel welcome and enjoy their stay. And you could say, hey, welcome to my table. That includes things like flowers. We're talking about candles. Other facets of the top layer, which are some of my favorite, really makes people feel at home. I make sure each one of my guests receives a special note from me. And I make it so personal because I want them to feel welcome and let them know that they are seen as well as heard. Adding little gifts as well for each guest. Comfortable things like throws. If you know your guest tends to be a little bit colder and wants to be warm, add throws to your table. Pillows for lumbar support as well. And in this case, I use the Mahjong theme because I want people to gather. I think this is a great game to get people together, to connect, to really enjoy the evening. What's the first thing your guests feel when they enter your home? It happens before they even taste your food. It is a fragrance, a scent. Scents are very important because they're memory driven. They signal comfort and care. So if your house smells good, your guests are going to feel good. My advice is to create one scent. Choose one signature scent for your gathering. You don't want to have competing scents. So one candle, one scent, and light 30 minutes before your guests arrive. So the whole house or your area where you're serving your meal gets wrapped in warmth. Also, one big point, make sure you light your candle away from your food. You don't want to distract your guests. The seasoning is in the food, not with the candle. I love linen room sprays because it adds to your candle flora, if you want to say. So what I do, I spray my guests' pillows. I spray their throws about 30 minutes before they arrive. Again, creating more warmth and comfort and makes them want to, sit at your table and gather. And it says, welcome to my table. This is the way I think about creating a tablescape. It doesn't matter if it's high end or low end. You can mix and match high end with low end pieces, plastic with fancy stemware. You can mix plastic forks with your silverware. But to create a beautiful tablescape, think in layers. We're talking about your base layer, again, which will be your tablecloths, your runners, your placemats. I will start with neutrals and build as you go along, adding more colors. Your middle layer, which is your functional layer. We're talking about plates, stemware, all your flatware. Again, you can mix high end and low end with your middle layer with ease. And also the top layer. That's where your personality shines. That's what brings people to your table. Drinks that can be either a mocktail or cocktail. Drinks that flex are the best. So I'm going to show you 2 drinks that can function for both because you want everyone in your home to feel inclusive, right? So this is one of my favorite drinks. This is a pear mocktail cocktail, and it's definitely in my cookbook. I found this drink to be very refreshing. It's very easy. You want to start with pear nectar. You're going to add sparkling water, garnish with pears. I like to add a little star anise because it gives that licorice flavor, makes it warm, and just a little bit of clove. So this is the mocktail version. For the cocktail, you can add brandy or bourbon. Again, I like to add the star anise, cloves, and I actually top them off both with a cinnamon flavored syrup. And this is very simple to make, simple syrup. Just drop 2 cinnamon sticks, half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, boil it, let it cool, and you have this beautiful syrup that makes the drink taste even warmer. Cheers. Cheers. What a bubbly drink. For a Galentine's, this is perfect. This is a berry blush. All you have to do is muddle your favorite berries, place it in a glass. You have a mocktail and a cocktail version. Mocktail version, just add. All you have to do is add some sparkling water. For the cocktail, just a little bit of Prosecco. Great for a Galentine's. Light, fuzzy, friendly, fun drink. So there you have it. We have the mocktail and we have the cocktail. Very simple, very tasty. Your guests will love. One of my favorite things when a guest arrives at my home is present them with a signature drink. For my household, our signature drink is the almond iced tea. But your signature drinks do not have to be fancy. Make sure it tastes good, it's refreshing, and it puts a smile on your guest's face. And also, a drink bar is essential. I make sure we have lots of water, we have sparkling water, a variety. So any guest who walks in who may not especially drink alcohol will have a wonderful choice of beverages. And also make it fun. Put the garnishes out there so people can create drinks and also they can share them. What a great way to meet other people, start conversations. So again, welcome to my table. isn't just about food. It's about connection. It's about culture. It's about gathering, creating moments that matter. I'm Jeannie, and in my kitchen, every dish tells a story, rooted in flavor, tradition, and a whole lot of love. On Upscale Magazine TV, I'm serving more than just recipes. I'm sharing inspiration, elevated comfort, and the joy of making something unforgettable, one plate at a time. Join me as we turn everyday meals. Let's cook, let's connect, and let's make it upscale. Anything that frees you from the kitchen and lets you host without being bothered, and you can be present in the moment, you want to make the dish ahead. And this is one of my favorite appetizers. It is a fig crusted crostini. It is so flavorful, yummy, and it has my favorite caramelized onions on it. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Very easy. You want to purchase a French baguette and just cut the slices. Toast them, let them cool. Get your favorite goat cheese. You want to spread the goat cheese on the crostini. Add your fig preserve. And you want to add some caramelized onions. So you get that sweet, tangy, savory taste. And just garnish it with a little thyme. And there you have it. These beautiful, beautiful fig goat cheese crostinis. Appetizers should feel elegant but approachable. Balanced, sweet and savory, soft and crisp. That's the rule. When flavors are familiar but elevated, guests feel comfortable and they're going to want more. So make sure your appetizers are approachable, and don't be afraid to mix the sweet and the savory, crisp and soft things together. Make vegetarian dishes feel like they're the star, not a side piece. So you want to treat them with the same care, seasoning, texture, and presentation. So we're going to top this dish off with our lemon olive oil drizzle. And there you have it, a wonderful, satisfying meal. I don't know about you, but I hate chicken because chicken gets dry and bland. Well, I found a way to make a chicken dish that's absolutely fabulous, that's celebratory, that's fresh, with fresh herbs, citrus, and you will want to make this every time you have people over or just for yourself. And it's very simple. You want to start your marinade, which will eventually look like this. You're going to zest 1 lemon, 1 orange, and a lime. You're going to juice each one. And you want to add salt, basil leaves, shallots. I added some dried garlic, which is absolutely fabulous, and rosemary. And what's going to happen, you can get this beautiful marinade. But before you do that, please make sure you season your chicken. So a little pepper, a little bit more salt. Take your marinade and just pour it all over the chicken, just like that. What you need to do is let the chicken marinate for at least 6 hours. I actually personally marinate mine for 24, put that on the grill, and we have a fabulous chicken meal that is absolutely flavorful, and the chicken is extremely moist. A simple finishing touch, a drizzle, a sprinkle creates a moment. It makes the experience feel intentional without extra work. If you want to keep your meal more celebratory and not feel so heavy, use fresh herbs, vegetables. They actually ground your meal and it just makes it satisfying. So for this Galentine's, I've chosen simple desserts. Simple desserts feel indulgent, but not so overwhelming. They are easy to serve, easy for everyone to enjoy, and people will linger. So what I've chosen was a simple chocolate cake. What screams Galentine's but a chocolate cake? Another simple dessert, the berry parfait. This is light, it's yummy, and totally refreshing. Very simple to make. Did not include any granola. All I did was take some yogurt, vanilla flavor, and add a little bit of Cool Whip to give it the volume. Top it creamy and so yummy. Very simple, enjoyable, and shareable. Of course, we had to have the classic chocolate strawberries. Little bites of indulgence for everyone. For me, modern entertaining isn't about perfection. It's more about intention. It's about ease and creating moments that linger, moments that matter to the people that we love, moments that would bring people back to your table over and over again. Whether it's Galentine's, a quiet dinner, a full table of friends, my hope is to inspire you to host with confidence and live beautifully, one gathering at a time. Welcome to my table.